Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Legal Matters by Sai Babu Sankara. Today we are going to discuss case law on dowry death. This is regarding section 304B of the Indian Penal Code. You all know the brief facts of the section are like this. If any woman within 7 years of marriage dies other than under natural circumstances, maybe homicidal, maybe accidental, maybe suicidal, other than natural circumstances, and soon before her death, that is within 7 years, soon before her death, if she is subjected to harassment for dowry, then it is called a dowry death. What is the importance? The importance is that the burden of proof, according to section 114 of the Indian Evidence Act, the burden of proof lies with the accused. In other cases, burden of proof lies with the prosecution. Here, it lies with the accused. So, this is the advantage. Anyway, while discussing the case facts and other things, you will be knowing very well about this thing. So, let us come back to the topic. You can see citation as Parvati Bai versus State of Bihar. That is, of course, now it is in Jharkhand. It is criminal appeal number 574 by 2012. And another criminal appeal, Ram Sahai Mahato versus State of Bihar, 575 by 2012. These two appeals were filed against the judgment of the Honorable High Court of Jharkhand. So, by Parvati Bai, that is mother of the husband, and husband that is Ram Sahai Mahato. You might have understood by this time itself. So, you can see the citation in Live Law 2021 SC page number 764. Right? This was heard by 3 judges bench consisting of our Honorable Chief Justice of India, Sri Nuttalapati Venkatramana, Suryakant, and Justice Madam Hima Kohli. So, while considering the appeals filed by the appellant, who are the mother-in-law and husband of the so-called deceased woman, they observed that when the prosecution is able to establish that the deceased or the woman was subjected to cruelty, subjected to dowry harassment, then definitely the court shall proceed with the presumption of dowry death under section 304B IPC. So clear. That's why I told you the burden of proof. Normally, in other cases, the burden of proof lies with the prosecution. So prosecution means the state. State means the police department. Police department have got the investigation wing. So the SI or above rank of CA or DS, SDPO, sometimes they investigate the cases. Then they have got the legal machinery, that is, they will consult their legal advisor before so-called marshalling the evidence, and they will take the opinion of the public prosecutor if necessary, and they can take the assistance of the director of prosecutions like that. And ultimately, after filing the charge sheet, they will take the witnesses to the additional PP or public prosecutor and brief them also. This is all the story. So, that's why they are able to marshal the prosecution. But what is the result of conviction? Only 5% in such cases. So, even though they put all efforts and try get the case to the logical end, the conviction is very, very less. So, that means, so in the judgment, the Honorable Judge writes, the prosecution miserably failed to bring home to guilt of the accused. That's all. Now, when the burden of proof shifts to the accused person, after all, he is a single person, what is that he can do? It's very difficult. He has to prove that he was not present at the place of offense, he has not at all harassed her. All this negative evidence he has to get, which is very, very difficult. So, anyway, here the Supreme Court clearly held that when once it is established that the woman died under other than natural circumstances, and just before her death she was subjected to cruelty for dowry, itself is enough. No other evidence is necessary. Once again, it is also reiterated by the Supreme Court. Now, we'll go to the facts of the case. It will be better for you to understand. Actually, the deceased, we should not tell her name. the father of the deceased, Bodhi Mahato, so he gave his daughter, that is the deceased, to the husband accused in 1997. So daughter of the complainant Bodhi Mahato and the accused is Mr. Sahai, Ram Sahai Mahato. They were married in the year 1997. So there was a happy married life only for some time. Later, the in-laws, father-in-law and mother-in-law, started harassing her, demanding her to get 20,000 plus motorcycle from her parental house. Otherwise, they will knock her out. But she expressed her inability. And they said that if our son gets married to another woman, they will get all these things. But she expressed her inability. So as a result of which, she was brutally assaulted, and actually they threatened her that he would go for a second marriage. Unable to bear the harassment, she was found missing from 13/8/1997. She left the home, nobody knows what happened. So father went to the police station and he gave a report actually that his daughter is missing. As you know, no action was taken. Ultimately, the dead body of a woman was found on the bank of Barka river, which is nearer to the village. And then only the report was taken from the father. The body was recovered. Then with the clothes and other material, the body was identified to be that of the victim, the deceased. So basing on the report of the father, a case under section 304, not 302, 304, read with 201 IPC and 34 IPC, of course, and section 3 and 4 of Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, so was registered and the investigation was taken up. The accused father-in-law, mother-in-law, husband, all of them were arrested, and the case was also charge sheeted. Of course, at the time of filing the charge sheet, the APP, so the charges were framed under section 304B IPC. That is, from 304 it was altered to 304B of the IPC. Right. The trial court was convinced with the evidence available and conviction was given. Husband for 10 years, of course father-in-law for 3 years and mother-in-law for 6 years. Right. Now they have come to the appeal. They have appealed to the High Court of Jharkhand. At this time in 2012 it was Bihar. 1997 it was Bihar, now it is Jharkhand, right? So the High Court of Jharkhand also upheld the judgment of the trial court and they did not interfere. Of course, they have lessened the conviction period of the mother-in-law to 3 years because only harassment is there. Due to that harassment, she did not die. Because of the harassment of husband only she died. That is what the evidence came. Right. Then, here the High Court clearly stated that the appellant, that is Parati Boy, now she's got the advantage. The sentence was reduced. And let us think about Ram Sahai Mahato. He is the main appellant, that is husband. He failed to explain why the deceased vanished from his matrimonial home. He has to tell, is it not? Till say, yesterday she was there, from today she was not missing. Then he has to explain the circumstances he could not explain. Then the argument on of the accused appellant is that the body is unidentifiable, basing on the smudged saree they have identified, but the identification in other parts is clearly mentioned. So therefore, the identification is clear. Therefore, Supreme Court held that in the instance case, the investigation conducted by the police showed that the deceased was subjected to dowry harassment and as such is a dowry death. So therefore, no interference with the judgment. That is, the judgment of 10 years, yes, against husband upheld. Of course, 6 years will say 6 years against the mother-in-law is reduced to 3 years. That's all. Very good judgment. It is favorable to prosecution. Please read it and enhance your legal knowledge. Thank you very much.